Tēnā koutou katoa, and hello everybody. My name is Arun Jacob and I'm your friendly and frank licensed New Zealand immigration advisor. I love to give information about moving to New Zealand to study here or live here or set up a business here or work here or invest here or quite simply just come and travel in this beautiful country we call Aotearoa, which is this little gem in the Pacific Ocean, and a very, very warm welcome to all of you who would like to make New Zealand your temporary or your permanent home. Today's episode relates to a very interesting question I received from a very qualified gentleman from the Middle East. He has been, emailing me for a few days now. I was trying to figure out what are the opportunities for himself and his family in New Zealand. And in the last email, he wrote a very, very interesting statement, or he actually asked me a very pertinent question, which was, hey Arun, as a Muslim, what are the chances that I would actually get a visa to New Zealand? And I decided that instead of writing an email back to him, I'm going to use that question to also make a video, which is going to help other people like himself who might have the same question at the back of their mind, because I have dealt with a lot of Muslim clients over the 12 years I have been in this industry, and I would like to go back and cite the example of one of my earliest Muslim clients while I was still living in India, and I had set up a company to promote New Zealand as a destination. Now, this young person came to me in India after he had been rejected, I think, 4 times a visa to America. These are the days after 9/11, of course, and also he was under the impression that he was being profiled by virtue of the fact that he was a Muslim, and that's the reason that 4 times that he had applied to go and study in America, he was refused a student visa. So he came to me. He was quite skeptical. He was quite unsure about what's going to happen. In fact, he was a slightly bit arrogant as well when he was talking to me, because he thought he is another guy who's going to try and make things sound good when they actually are not. So he sat down across the table with me and we had a discussion, and I had only one thing to say to him, that the Immigration Department of New Zealand, or Immigration New Zealand as it is known, is a fair organization. It is very equitable in its decisions, and it goes primarily on the caliber, the abilities, and what benefits that individual can bring to New Zealand, as against the person's race or religion or color or background or sexual orientation, so on and so forth. And that was that has been my conviction for the last 12 years I've been in this industry, that I strongly believe in the ethos and the working pattern and the methodology of Immigration New Zealand. I continue to stay in this industry because it has been the way for me ever since I started, and I have fought cases, and I have won some hard fought cases where they initially declined, but eventually they came back and said, no, not a problem. You've been able to prove to us satisfactorily that this person is somebody who can be useful in New Zealand as a student or a migrant or a worker or a traveler or so on and so forth, any kind of a migrant. So I also spoke to this young student who came into my office, and I said, I'm going to assess all your documents, and if you are a genuine student, we are going to go ahead and file your application. And so we did that, and as I said, he was still a bit skeptical, but we did put together a good case for him, and he got his student visa, and he moved to New Zealand. And those days I used to still live back in India, so I lost touch with him a little bit. But recently he got to know that I was back in New Zealand myself, so he picked up the phone and gave me a call, and we connected, and we had a great conversation. So it was wonderful to see that he's here now after almost 10 years. He's here, he's settled down, he's got a family, he's built a home, he's doing a good job, and he's basically settled himself and become a New Zealander and a New Zealand citizen. So my answer to all Muslim clients who have the same thoughts at the back of their head, whether they are welcome in this country, I must tell you that this is possibly one of the most welcoming nations on earth. I live in a city called Hamilton, and I keep walking around or traveling around my city when I'm going to going around my everyday routine. And I see women who have been relocated from countries like Somalia and Ethiopia, because New Zealand is also a signatory to the international agreements where it also takes a quota of refugees. And there are people from different parts of the world where there are conflicts or there is unrest who are being brought into New Zealand and being resettled in this country. In Hamilton, I've seen quite a large Somali and Ethiopian sort of contingent of refugees, and these people are going about their everyday life in their traditional dresses. I see women in headscarves. I see women in burqa. I see women in men in their traditional appearance as Muslims. They haven't changed a bit, nor has this country forced them to change a bit, and they have continued to go ahead and live their everyday life. I've seen a big mosque in Auckland. There is a reasonably big mosque here in Hamilton, and I'm sure there are mosques everywhere around this country as well. So it is a misnomer to think that somehow Muslims are immediately profiled and not given an entry into New Zealand. Because I don't know about other countries, because I don't deal with the immigration departments of other countries, but as far as New Zealand is concerned, I think I can vouch very, very confidently, and I look you in the eye and say this because I have never ever had a problem with a client of mine because that person happens to be from the Muslim community. And I say this because I want to give you the confidence that this country does not discriminate on those lines at all. It only is wanting to make sure that the people coming into this country will benefit the country and will not become what do you call a liability to this country in terms of their health or some criminal convictions in their past, so on and so forth. So that's really what it's all about. So through this video, I would like to give confidence to all my Muslim clients that you are on the right track while choosing to come to New Zealand, because this is a fair society, it is an equitable society, and it is reflected very well in the practices of the Immigration Department of New Zealand. So I encourage you to go ahead and make your application and talk to a company like AJB, because we would love to work with you. We maintain the same thought process as the Immigration Department, is that we would love to work with anybody who will benefit this country, irrespective of your race, your religion, your background, or anything else. We really don't care. We are also we are also concerned only about working with clients who would go on to become a good future contributor to this country and to the society that I now call home, and my team also believes strongly in this ethos as well. So go ahead and talk to us, and don't worry about your backgrounds. Just be looking at yourself and ask yourself, do I have the attitude, the skills, and the knowledge to make New Zealand a better country? That's really what we are looking for as well. So I hope I've answered that question, and I hope it was useful to a lot of people from the Middle East, especially, who have been talking to us from countries like Pakistan and Bangladesh, and quite a lot of other Muslim countries. So we've been getting a lot of inquiries from these countries, and we welcome all your inquiries and would love to talk to you, and we would absolutely look forward to working with you. Thank you very much for listening to my discourse, for watching my videos, and please post your comments, and if there's anything that you would like to know in particular, let me know, and I'd be happy to make videos about that as well. And once again, very, very warm welcome to New Zealand, and thank you for listening. Kia ora, haere mai ki Aotearoa.